So yeah, I'm back. I was fighting a little bit of a cold there for, well, it was actually a flu for about a week, but then it just kind of lingered. So I thought it was just best not to train and not to work out too much. And when I did just really light, easy workouts. So I thought it wasn't really that interesting to put on video. So that's why I got away from making some videos for you guys for a bit. Not to mention, it's always nice to get away from the hate for a little while, because there's enough of it on YouTube that it's great to take a vacation from that a few weeks at a time. So anyway, today I'm just going to be doing some light squats, just 3 sets of squats. And as you notice, I actually did some body weight squats first. I don't know if I didn't actually put it in the clips, but what I did was just stay with my body weight. So instead of riding the bike or doing some sort of treadmill, because I don't have access to that at home, I just basically did a standing isometric squat. So I just basically stood in one area, bent my knees about 90 degrees, and just stayed there for about a minute. Did that for a couple sets just to warm the legs up, because I'm working out in the morning here, and that is different for me. So if you work out in the morning, you have to make sure that you're extra loosened up and everything, because you've been laying in bed, and then of course sometimes you lay on your spine funny and tweak a ligament or a tendon or put a disc out just slightly. So it's always good, or vertebrae out, sorry, but it's always good to make sure that you're nice and warm and that your body knows what's coming. So for here, I'm doing 2 sets of 1 plate squats because I am still getting back into the training groove. I've been out of the groove for a bit, so the last few weeks I've been working out, but and now I'm just starting to kick up my frequency here and starting to eat differently and that sort of thing, because now it feels like my immune system is pretty much done with that entire cold thing, right? There was nothing more annoying than doing a set of squats and then having to cough like crazy in the middle of the set. So there was a time a long time ago where I used to train through all of that stuff and have colds linger for 3 or 4 months, but now I really just don't care enough about training in order to do that. So yeah, priorities change, right? So anyway, so today I'm going to be just doing 225 for squats for 3 sets, and ultimately I'm going to explain why my range of motion, and not just the shallow range of motion, because I don't, squat ass on the heels, because a lot of people out there are saying ass to the grass is the best thing. It's really not, because ass to the grass, a lot of times you're relaxing certain muscles and then having to tighten other ones. And there is a transfer of the stress from one muscle group to the next. And so it's not necessarily better, it's just different. And for you may find that your legs really grow that way. And if you do, then it's the right thing for you. But for me, I have absolute stretch in my hamstrings right here. And as you notice, I don't come all the way up. And this started a long time ago. When I was 18 years old, I had injured my back deadlifting wrong, and what happened was that when I came all the way up, I used to notice that sometimes my butt would kick forward and it would put more stress on my lower back. My lower back would feel kind of weird, and it would take the tension off the legs. And I knew that my whole purpose of my workout was to make sure that my legs hit absolute failure. So it didn't make sense for me to come all the way up, take a rest at the top, and then come down again. So I said, okay, let's just keep the tension on there. And one part of me was lazy. I said, hey, I want to actually keep the stress on the muscles, and I want this set to be over and done with. So I found that my sets were a little shorter because I would hit muscular failure faster doing the constant tension method. So I come up to where I feel the hamstrings start to tighten, and then I come right back down, and I just basically stay in that groove, and then I'll come up here and there. And I notice, just for a note for all of you, if you do come up all the way, and don't ever lock the knees, but I mean, if you come up all the way short of locking out the knees, kind of like this, you will feel your quads get more of a burn, and they may hit fatigue first, So people used to always ask me, how did I get good hamstring development? Do you do a lot of deadlifts? Do you do all this stuff? And the truth is, it's because of my squatting technique. I actually squatted this way the entire time, so my hamstrings actually developed better than my quadriceps. And that's why, Anyway, here's a shot of my legs. I know I never really show you guys what I look like or anything. But anyway, this is what my legs look like right now, fur and all, and overexposure. So sorry about the overexposure on the video there. So yeah, you can see this type of training actually does work. It does build legs. Legs, all that you need is tension, and you need a stretch in your muscle group, not necessarily the joint. And what's a stretch for one person will be different than another. So ultimately, just constant tension and hit failure. Constant tension, hit failure, and stretch the muscle, not the joint. That's the key to building legs, or building any muscle group for that matter. Actually, that sounds like a hell of a t-shirt. Here it is. Yeah, here it is. I made a t-shirt for you. Stretch the muscles, not the joints. It seemed like a good slogan, and one of you asked for it, so here it is. That is the main principles, so don't let anybody tell you otherwise as far as you must do something a certain way in order to get results, because I didn't do it the way a lot of them were recommending. And ultimately, I'm still squatting, and a lot of those guys that were telling me to go butt to the floor, a lot of them actually didn't even build legs, ironically, but they were telling me that I'm supposed to do that. So you know, find your own way, right? That's what I always say. And keep training, and I'll post something else up pretty soon.
Do it your way.
Now you know my name. Calling me in a drought. I came to Ridge in 215 and sorted it all out.